Misfits, it's Anthony here at PAXU, and you know what? We're going to do something different this year, something imaginative, something new, something like a PAX team up. So, you know, I'm Anthony, of course, from Tabletop Misfits, and my buddy here, Dave. Come on, tell them who you are, Dave.
Oh, you wanted me to tell them?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I thought they'd just read it and get it out of your
No,
head.
no. You
Okay.
actually, they don't
read
We can't guarantee the reading comprehension of our audience.
No guarantee. No
The
guarantee.
key is to read the video description. Hi, I'm Dave. God, I'm Dave Nighthawk Simpson. I run Gamers on Games, a YouTube channel devoted to tabletop gaming.
No.
Yes. Board games, RPGs, and war games, and also social topics related to such.
Well, it's very similar. You know what? We kind of do the same thing.
We don't talk about social
We don't
stuff.
talk about social stuff. Though.
I do.
We're all jokey. We're all jokes all the time. But.
Nope, I tackle the big topics. I talk about inclusivity, I talk about diversity, and I take the hate.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I can't stand hate. If people don't love me, I crumble to dust. I literally, it's like a belief thing, you know. I'm like you know how you have your followers and they have to believe in you. Like if they hate me, forget
You know, like Tinkerbell, you have to believe she can fly and clap.
I will tell you what I told Dave Norquist from miniwargaming.com. Mm-hmm. You guys do the positive stuff. I will cover the seedy underbelly because it needs to be talked about, it needs to be discussed, and it'll freeze them up to talk about the more happy and upbeat stuff.
I appreciate that. You take the hits for us, buddy.
I will soak it up. I'm not doing it because I got nothing better to do. I'm doing it because it needs to be done.
You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong.
No, and
so
it's not great for the mental health. I will say that.
No. So this PAXU, let's keep it light. What have you liked about this PAXU? Did you see anything really cool that you enjoyed?
I saw the return of two of my favorite companies.
Okay.
Pillbox Games, who does Side Effects and Mud. They came back after several years of hiatus, as well as Tinker Turf, who makes absolutely amazing self-construct chipboard terrain. So sturdy. No. I haven't gotten to the best part. So sturdy, you can stand on it.
That's amazing.
I never thought about standing in my terrain before, but now actually I'm curious to try.
That was what actually sold me on promoting these guys. Is when I first met these guys, I'm like, this looks beautiful. How does this all work? And they're like, oh, it does this, and you just punch it out, and you glue it together. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be something cheap.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh. No, you don't understand. You can stand on it. I'm like, ball. Their guy takes a crate, like just a standard mini wargaming crate, puts it on the thing, stands on it on one foot, and it did not collapse. Wow. It did not collapse. It did not dent. It did not scuff. And I was like,
I'm like curious.
People need to know.
Like, what is the selling point of that though? Like, who's going to stand on their terrain anyway? I guess maybe if you're like you get, say like if you do this. It'll be fine.
It will avoid table flips.
Yeah.
It will stay pristine after multiple gameplays.
Right.
If you have a game, let's say Marvel Crisis Protocol, where you can use the terrain in the game.
It's true.
And you're gonna throw it, you're gonna flip it over, and all that kind of stuff.
You got a good point. We just went over that too about the whole Marvel Crisis.
Right.
Protocol.
So it's a case of new use of terrain.
So we can literally chuck it then.
It is going to be worn. It is going to be worn out. But here's the thing. If that is resistant to that, you have it that much longer, making the investment that much better. So, if you are into wargaming, if you are looking for a really good and cheap alternative to buying 3D prints and prefab stuff, Tinker House, Tinker Turf Terrain, I cannot recommend it enough. I stand behind them. If you have a problem, you can bitch to me, but then you can talk to them.
I think he likes this Tinker House terrain. Well, I'll really check him out. I actually, from my perspective, PAXU is always kind of a fallout from Gen Con. Like all the cool new stuff comes out at Gen Con. PAXU generally kind of gets like the leftovers, but there's still stuff I'm always looking forward to. I mean, at least from my perspective. But
yes, but PAXU is way more affordable.
Oh no,
than going to Gen Con.
You're not wrong. Like Gen Con, you go, it's like the spectacle Hollywood thing. You know, it's like boom, 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 and then you come here and it's like we still got the stuff, but you know, if you went to Gen Con, you've seen it all, but it's cool because it's more comfortable.
It's more comfortable. You're not jammed in like sardines.
No, they're not.
I mean, it's crowded. I'm not going to deny it.
Oh no, it wasn't. It's not nearly.
But it's not Gen Con crowded.
But,
it's not. Oh my God! You know, if you fall on the ground, forget it. You're gone. You don't exist anymore.
Move on. We can't stop.
Absolutely history. I'll throw up my.
Stay alive. Whatever comes, I will find you.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Last of the Mohicans.
Yes, I remember. I'm feeling old. We were talking about the 80s not long ago. So at our
the ancient times of the 80s.
Times. But
in time before man lived, man still see.
So, a couple of things I saw that on the flyer, like they could check it out. But it was there was an Arkham Asylum game, a Harley Quinn Arkham Asylum game that was just ignore it. It was really cool. You guys should check it out. But it was basically like a giant file box, and and it was basically it was an AR developed game where you actually have, but the AR is super good.
Insane. It is
super
insane.
Like they gave us a whole unboxing. We'll have a video up. You can put it up here somewhere up here, or just go back through. But we did a whole kind of a mini unboxing and demo of it. Oh my God, that game is insane!
I have heard nothing but good things.
It is really impressive, and I didn't really expect that because that wasn't at Gen Con. They didn't have it available, and I mean, I was blown away. It was really good.
Wait, didn't that come out in like September or October?
No, it wasn't available at Gen Con.
No, I'm saying I thought it got released in like September.
Yeah, it might have been September, October. Yeah, it literally probably came out, I think, a few months ago or something.
Yeah, so I think September, October.
So it was
really recent.
Yeah, it was very recent, and the guys were super friendly. I guess this was early con for them, and they were just very nice, very appreciative, and it was really cool to kind of touch base with them. So that was a highlight for me. I really liked that. CGE was also there. Had a really cool game that I liked there. A couple actually really cool games I liked there. It was a Crunchy Euro. I can't say the name properly. It was. And now my brain died.
The Silver City, but it was
Silver
something.
City, Kuala Lumpur. Anyway, it was a very cool Crunchy Euro game we just discussed. Those were like two highlights for me. I'm trying to think if there's anything else super cool, but it was like there was so many different indie little pocket titles or whatever,
That's usually where I wind up living.
Yeah,
that's why it's like pillbox games, like, and people are either them or you don't, or hopefully you go and you discover them.
Oh yeah. And
also Strange Machine Games, because I love the Robotech license, so I'm all over that.
Stop. I'm a Macross guy. I'm an old school Macross anime fan.
There is nothing wrong with Macross.
I know.
I'm all about Macross too.
I know, but I hate Robotech.
I'm also about Macross Plus.
Yes, I love Macross
and
Plus.
7.
I love all of yes.
And Frontier.
Yes.
And Delta.
Yes.
Don't act like I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Don't act like I don't know.
I have a hate for Robotech and for Harmony Gold. They kept Macross from me.
When my rune flashes, that's all I gotta say. No, but I will say this. One thing hi Sash. One thing I really love about PAX more than anything is I get to run into people I don't get to run too often.
Right.
And for me, that's kind of a big selling point. Is like, oh my God, we haven't seen each other since possibly last PAX, since this convention, that convention. Okay, no joke. Right before the media room just closed,
right.
I ran into the guys from Historicon. I ran into guys from a different convention, which I can't think of the name all of a sudden. I knew it when I saw them, but I can't think of it now. Guys from the old Dust community, Dust 1947.
Yeah.
Like, I've been running into people left and right.
And that's the thing.
And it was what, maybe a 500-foot walk?
Yeah, no, and that's the awesome thing about PAX is you run into a lot of old faces. I almost feel like that happens a lot of the conventions, but this is definitely a lot cozier.
It's like a gamer's family reunion.
Yeah, kind of. It's very much like a family reunion.
Yes, but with people you actually want to see.
It's kind of well, it hits the perfect. Like I don't know if you don't know if you go to Dice Tower, but Dice Tower is kind of a retreat. And
I have not done Dice Tower.
It's awesome, but Dice Tower used to be more of a convention, but also kind of with retreat elements. After the COVID, it turned into more of just a pure retreat. Like there's no show floor, there's no like craziness, there's no shows. It's literally you go there, you meet with people that you meet every year, and you play games. This is like a happy medium because, and I love that about this because it has a show floor, it has cool stuff to go see because I do like that aspect. I like trolling around and seeing games I never saw. But then again, if you want to just chill and meet with people, and they have rooms for that, they have the atmosphere. This is kind of like a bigger what the old Dice Tower used to be for me, and I absolutely love that because
Daniel Stanrig did a really good video beginning of the year, I think it was, talking about about the Dice Tower Con. I think it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Because their cheat element is what stuck out, and
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh yeah, we go and we play a bunch of games. It's great. People
Yeah.
drink, and it's awesome."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "That sounds really cozy."
It is very cozy. And next time you're down in Florida, you should check it out because it is really worth the time. It is extremely cozy. But if you want that con element, you will not get any of it there. So on one hand, it's perfect because we do the cons anyway. But
Right.
if you don't get that con element, like you won't meet anybody new. Like sometimes you just go out there, like you don't have indie developers. You know what I mean? It's all just it's kind of the same people over and over again, which is great and you love it. And it's cozy, but it does. I do feel like. If you don't go to these, you might be missing out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but for us, it's nice because we go to these anyway. So then it's a nice change of pace.
Okay, wait. Got a good question for you.
Okay.
Large cons versus small local cons. What's your preference?
I actually prefer large cons almost. I want to say. Why? I like going. I like seeing new things. I like moving all the time. Mind you, like I said, I do love a good small con. It is cozy. We have one down in our neighborhood where it's Gamers of the Gulf Coast. They have like a little group, kind of a spin-off of Dice Tower a little bit.
Look into that.
And and basically, people come out and we have like a couple days of gaming, and I do love that. I do absolutely love that. But I can't I've always been a con person. Like before even this, I went to comic book conventions, and I like the spectacle of it a bit. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm exhausted. Like as you are, I get exhausted. I'm dead by the end of it. I can't move, and I'm like, what did I do to myself? But I don't know what it is. I thrive in that kind of environment. You know what I mean? So as much as I love the small cons and I love chilling and playing games, I like seeing all the craziness, all the people come, all the people to talk to that I never will maybe talk to again, but hopefully I do. That kind of stuff. It's just very cool to me. I'm a very big people person.
Okay, now I'm gonna counter that because I am a preference for small cons. I like small cons because I like the opportunity to sit and really talk to people, build a personal connection, make long-lasting friendships. I don't have to run all over the place. I'm not running like a madman from point A to point B, and I gotta go talk to them, and I have an appointment over here, and blah blah blah. None of that. It's a case of, okay, I walk in, I register, either I've been comped or not, whichever.
Yeah.
I look at who's showing off what.
Yeah.
Generally, it's a case of that in those situations, it's generally smaller publishers,
Oh, yeah.
up-and-comers, things like that, and I can go, oh, hey, cool, what are you showing? Oh, well, I have this game that's finished.
Yeah.
I'm working on this game, I'm ironing out the bugs, I'm in, blind beta or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, cool, let me sit down with this person. Let me get to know this person.
Yeah.
And I think for me, now as more of a media person rather than less of a designer, because I've already done that and I'm not really so sure about whether I'm not so sure if I'm going back or not. But I have that experience from having done development and trying to push and trying to publish and all that to successfully publishing. Rampage and Goten, look for it. I'm sure it's on eBay. So it's a case of that experience for me is I can use what I've learned to help new people gain a footing, gain exposure, and because I don't charge for it, I'm not going to be like, well, if you want me to review your game, you've got to pay me $300.
And we're the same way. We're exactly the same way.
Right.
We like helping a lot of these indie guys and smaller people that need that kind of boost. I love doing that and going to people, but and they exist here too. That's the thing though. Like they even have a room for just people with what?
Unpub.
Yeah, Unpub.
You're talking about the Unpub room.
Yeah, and go in there and.
By the way, I'm going to cut you off for 1 second.
Sure.
Big shout out to Cardboard Edison, the Sinsleys. They are amazing. If you are a designer, these are people to know. I cannot stress that enough. Cardboard Edison can help you in ways you do not understand.
Sounds very cryptic.
No, I'm being serious. I don't want to get too specific because I don't feel like that's my place.
Yeah.
But I do want to give them that shout because they do amazing things for the community.
Cool.
And I don't always believe they get enough credit for it.
Right.
I think it's a case of inside the community, they get the credit.
Yeah.
I think,
It's a
from
little too inside baseball.
Yeah.
it's kind of, but to the outside, they don't get the recognition, and I really want them to have that recognition because I have never seen people work harder than them. I mean, it's really hard to find people who work and bust their butts for the development community as a whole.
I think at some point when we do decide to develop that game, we always talk about, I'll look into it. We, as with any gamer, we're always like, well, I could design a game, but they never realize how much blood, sweat, and tears kind of goes, until you really look into how.
I have a fully developed game that I cannot find a publisher.
Yeah.
It is done. It has been done for years. Yeah. I cannot get a publisher.
It's just a grueling process. But that's a whole other discussion.
That's a whole other.
So guys, listen. I hope you enjoyed this PAXU team up. We'll have more of these, and hopefully, obviously, maybe we'll be on your channel here. We'll continue to talk and discussion, But I had a good time. At least just babbling.
So this has been Dave for Gamers on Games. And I'm out of here.
And Anthony, of course, for Tabletop Misfits. Thanks to my guest host again. And guys, as always, check out our PAX coverage here, where we keep things light and airy, of course, as always. And have a good time. And of course, game on.